Hello and welcome back to another video, and today I want to talk about our newest main character and joint protagonist of the series, Go. Go has already caught so many Pokemon, and although some of them are just sitting in the lab doing nothing, some of them are still pretty damn cool. So I wanted to go over Go's top 15 Pokemon in my opinion, based off power, personality, development, and mainly just how much I like them. Originally this was going to be a top 10, but Go has a lot of cool Pokemon, so I added an extra bonus 5. But I hope you enjoy, and be sure to like the video and subscribe for more Pokemon anime content. Number 15 is Absol. This pick is biased as hell, as this is my favourite Pokemon of all time, and I didn't actually like the Absol episode all that much, but Go managed to catch himself an Absol. He created a bit of a bond with it, but it definitely could have been implemented a lot better. But still, Go owns an Absol, which I think is very cool, and I hope he starts to use it a bit more. Next up is Cubone. Cubone was caught quite early on into the series, and although we haven't really seen it do much at all apart from its debut episode, it was a big staple on the series because it was the first real capture where we saw Go bond with his Pokemon, help it find its bone, and then eventually capture it, rather than just capturing first and asking questions later. So I really like this episode. Number 13 is Darmanitan. Darmanitan is a pretty cool Pokemon, and Go's has a wacky, fun personality. I just wish we saw it do a bit more. I feel like it's one of his strongest Pokemon, managing to put in some work with the help of Ash's Dragonite in the raid battle with Golurk in the Ruins. It also played a big part helping Scorbunny learn Ember. Overall, this Pokemon is very solid, and I definitely expect to see some more from it. Maybe it could be a counterpart if Ash was to ever capture a Galarian version. Number 12 is Farfetch'd. Although Farfetch'd has gone missing for a little while now, it still had a few episodes where it was with Go for quite a bit, with Go even taking it with him to Galar for a comparison to be made with the Galarian Farfetch'd. He even had a battle with it before Ash stepped in and caught it. Number 11 is Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl is pretty low on this list despite being a powerhouse in battle, and the reason for that is that Go hasn't really used it that much. I can't really remember any major appearances that it's had other than its debut back in episode 38, and this has shocked me as it was a massive part of that second opening, featuring in a battle sequence and on Go's team at the end of the opening, so I'm really surprised it hasn't done more. Next up is Greedent. I love Greedent's personality. It's loving towards Go, and it just loves eating and having a good time. It was caught early on as a Squovet, and it didn't really do much for a while, but the episode where it evolved was a really solid one. An eating contest was a unique episode idea, and I loved how it evolved right at the end, which allowed it to win the contest. It's just a super cool Pokemon, and whenever there's a food problem at the lab, we know who's to blame. Coming in number 9 is Raichu. Another Pokemon of Go's which is just really loving and caring. Its personality shows on screen every time it appears, and it's usually there to gather up berries. The capture episode was cool, and it also returned a few times when it gathered up berries for Suicune to heal it, and when it gathered up berries for Greedent and Morpeko when they had their showdown. Overall, it's just a fun Pokemon, and it usually makes an impact when it appears. Number 8 is Suicune. Despite only appearing in one episode, how could I not include this legendary Pokemon on the list? Go actually caught a legendary, and it shocked the world, also angered the world a fair bit. The episode itself was solid, it was nothing mind-blowing, but Go bonding with Suicune was a major part of this episode, and it made for some really nice moments, and the capture right at the end was awesome, with Suicune tapping the Pokeball and choosing to be caught by Go. Of course, Go isn't currently in possession of this thing, which makes it a little bit better, but I'm sure it could return one day when Go needs its help. Next up is Dugong. Dugong doesn't really have any standout moments that made me like it, but I just think it's one of Go's most trustworthy Pokemon, and one that he's brought back on a consistent basis. He caught it early on in the same episode that Ash caught Dragonite, and whenever there's an adventure that involves swimming or water, Dugong usually shows up to help Go out. It's a pretty cool Pokemon for Go, and I'm glad that he relies on it every now and again. Number 6 is Grookey. I actually really like Grookey. I love its wacky, mischievous personality. It's portrayed exactly how it was portrayed in Sword and Shield, especially from that reveal trailer. A lot of people don't like Grookey and its wacky antics and find it quite annoying, but I quite enjoy it. It creates some fun for the episode, and I actually really like its relationship with Chloe's Eevee that they've been developing recently. Its capture was also quite divisive, with Go pretty much stealing it from Team Rocket. Again, I kinda like the premise of the episode, so overall I don't really have any complaints with Grookey at the moment. I like how it's been portrayed, and I think it has a nice close bond with Go. Next up is Golurk. Similar to Dugong, this Pokemon doesn't have any amazing moments. I just love it. I love the fact that it's bigger than your average Golurk, and Go caught it in an epic raid battle in the Unova Ruins. It was such a cool episode and battle, and now Golurk sits upon its perch at the lab, watching over everyone. It's kind of that guardian protector of the lab, and I just think that it's a really cool Pokemon. Coming in number 4 is Flygon. Go's Flygon was involved in 2 of my favourite episodes in the series, firstly being its capture episode where Go quickly came up with some nice strategies to take it down and capture it, taking after Ash's own strategies. It's now one of Go's strongest Pokemon, and similar to Aerodactyl, hasn't been called upon that often. It was however brought to face down Zapdos in a raid battle, which was such an epic episode and battle, and it made me love Go's Flygon even more. If Go's got a tough battle to come up against, I'm sure he'll be bringing his Flygon. Coming in 3rd place is Scizor. Scizor, similar to Dugong, seems to be one of Go's most trustworthy Pokemon, and one he calls upon quite a bit. It was caught back in episode 6 of Journeys, and the capture was his first real struggle capture. He had to fight to secure this Pokemon. It came back in the Flute Cup to battle for him, but it didn't get much of a chance after quickly losing to Hodge's Mighty Enna. But it returns quite a few more times, including a training episode with Wickstrom at his castle, where Wickstrom gives it a metal coat and trades it, which allows it to evolve into Scizor. Whenever Go is training with Ash and talking about battling, Scizor is usually the first one that will get called upon. It's strong in battle and seems to have developed a strong bond with Go as well. It's one of his most reliable Pokemon for sure. Coming in 2nd place is Drizzile. Not many of Go's Pokemon have a clear story arc, but Sobble was different. It was introduced as a crying, shy Pokemon, and I actually didn't like its capture episode all that much, but they developed this thing into a relatable Pokemon with a really cool goal. Its goal is to become an Inteleon, just like the actor's Inteleon that they saw filming a movie. It instantly idolised this Inteleon and wanted to become just like it, but then it evolved into Drizzile, and it was heartbroken of what it had become. It just started to hide away in a cave, and this led to one of the best scenes in Journeys with Go and Drizzile looking up at the stars and talking about their fears and getting over being scared. It's very relatable, and it's just an awesome way to tell Drizzile's story, and I can't wait to see it fully evolve into Inteleon. It'll be well worth it after all of this setup. But number 1 is of course Eternatus. Go and Eternatus have shared such an incredible bond together. Eternatus' personality shines through every time we see it. It's such a kind, caring Pokemon, especially in the episode where Go and Eternatus go on the picnic together, which is one of the best moments in the series. And of course, I'm kidding, Eternatus is stuck underground in Galar. There's no way it should be anywhere near this list. The real number 1 is of course Cinderace. Go's partner Pokemon, his starter, and his most trustworthy Pokemon. It's an obvious pick, but it's the only pick that makes sense to me. As a school bunny, it made such an impact on Go's life and made Go realise that Pokemon have some strong feelings and they can get attached to trainers as well. So Go decided he won't pursue his dream of catching Mew first. He'll work his way to Mew and start by catching Scorbunny, and then their bond only grew from there. They had some very rocky moments however, with Go mistreating Scorbunny, which caused it to run away, evolve into Raboot, and then completely change personality. And this was some great storytelling, with Go learning that Pokemon change when they evolve, and even though Raboot is different, it still wants to be with Go. And then when it evolved again in an epic battle with Olena, it got a bit of its loving personality back, and they grew even closer. Since fully evolving, it took a backseat to Drizzile and Grookey, but we all know it will always be Go's first Pokemon, and it has 100% had the most development out of any of his Pokemon, so it deserves to be number 1 on this list. That's it for Go's top 15 Pokemon. Please let me know in the comments what's your favourite Go Pokemon and why. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Pokemon anime content. And I'll see you next time.